A Az.com production.
The main source of lighting in our kitchen is this dated overhead track lighting. There's no task lighting over the island, which serves as our main workspace, and our counter space is also without lighting. So whenever you're doing something in the kitchen, you're working in your own shadow because the light source is always to your back. First, we're going to remove the track lighting and replace it with two flush-mounted light fixtures. We'll use recessed lighting over the island and install task lighting under the counters here, here, and here. We'll also replace the single switch outlet with a 3-switch outlet. Each switch will control a different lighting zone. Let's get started.
We'll use flush mount fixtures for overhead lighting. Bob marked the ceiling where he wants to locate the lights, but first he checks that the space above the ceiling is clear, so he can safely wire the fixtures.
I will drill a small hole in the ceiling where we're going to place the light. Take a wire with some tape on it and made a little flag. I then push this flag up into the attic. Now let's go into the attic and find the flag. And there is my flag popping out of the insulation. And my second one back there. Okay. That one's going to be a little harder to get to. The first thing we have to do is clean the area around the flag so I don't get all this insulation falling out into my kitchen. Now that we have the power off, it's time to remove these old lights. And that was easy. We made some cardboard templates of the lighting fixtures we're going to put up. And we got the center. And now we're just going to make a little hole to mark it. And we'll do that with the other one. That wasn't too far off.
The flags mark the original estimated location of the electrical connection for the lights. Bob knows the areas are accessible, so now he can go ahead with the install.
Move the flag and use a hole saw for our electrical box. I need to knock out these knockouts, that's actually what they're called, so we can run the wire through the back plate here. The reason we knock these out is we have to have the wires coming through the electrical box into here. This will go on like that. But first we need to put a collar in here. Put the wires. I'm just going to wire it up.
Over the course of the project, Bob replaced the single switch outlet with a 3-switch outlet. Each lighting zone has a designated switch. This allows us to use the lighting more efficiently. As Bob installs each zone, he connects them to the outlet. With the overhead lights complete, Bob begins the install on the recessed lights.
We're installing lights over the island. I'm using 3-inch recessed lighting with adjustable optics. This will allow us to position the lights over the workspace as well as lights in the pantry interior. I've made templates and pinned them to the soffit to mark the location of the lights. Just as we did with the flush mount lights in Zone 1, we're now going to drill through the soffit and run some flags up into the attic to see where our lights are coming through. Template here from that came with the lights. This is the size hole that I have to cut. It's actually 3 1/8, which my hole saw, I got a 3-inch and a 3 1/2. And the 3 1/8 won't do it.
After marking the location, Bob uses a handsaw to cut the 3 holes needed for the lights.
Now that I got all my wires run through the soffit, all I have to do is strip them, wire them to the cans, and we're ready to go. Okay, I connected the black to the black, the white to the white, and the ground to the ground.
After installing the cans, Bob wires the optic fixtures and sets them in place. With Zone 2 of the project complete, Bob moves on to Zone 3.
We installed overhead lighting using flush-mounted fixtures to light the overall space. For the island, we used adjustable recessed lighting. Now for this last zone, we're going to install puck lights over the countertops. They're going to go back here, over the sink, and under the counter over there. They're 12 volt, so we have very thin wire that we can run through the cabinets. I think that's going to look pretty nice. I attached these lights using double-sided Velcro. This should make them easier to move or to remove them if I need to. I ran the electrical wire through the back of the cabinets and held them in place using low voltage staples. The wires come together here in the cabinet above the stove. I will attach them to the LED driver and to our power source. The LED driver is necessary if you want a dimmer on your LED lights. Once everything is connected here, the LED driver connects the lights to the light switch on the wall, and then we control the lights from the switch. We've hit all the wiring in the back of this cabinet. All 3 of the lights are hooked up to a single driver and then wired to a switch on the wall. This is a small kitchen, but lighting it properly requires breaking it down into 3 separate zones. The first zone, we use 2 flush mount fixtures for the ceiling. This provides us our general lighting. For the task lighting over the island here, we installed adjustable recessed lighting along the length of the soffit. The lights light the workspace as well as the interior of our pantry. And for the last zone, it's along the wall here, I installed 3 12-volt puck lights to light the countertops. I replaced the single switch outlet with a 3-switch outlet. Each switch controls a separate zone. The first switch turns on the recessed lighting, the middle switch is the overhead lights, and the last switch is our under the counter puck lighting. This project does require some experience with electrical wiring and drywall. What we've demonstrated to you here is the design element of lighting a small space. Even if you're not doing the install, you can plan the design yourself. As always, we recommend following the manufacturer's directions for any products that you use. Thanks for watching.